Okay, year 5. We are gonna start the lessons, the natural science lesson of today, correcting the exercises number 2, 3, 4, and 5 of page number 83. Okay, we are gonna start correcting those exercises. Okay, so for exercise number 2, what do we call the flow of electrons and protons? That is easy, electricity. Exercise number 3, when do objects attract? When do they repel? Do electrons and protons attract or repel each other? Explain how in your notebook. And then exercise number 4, in your notebook, write a few sentences about how static electricity and electrical current are produced. Okay, so exercise number 3, you've got objects attract each other when they have opposite charges. Positive and negative attract each other. They repel when they have similar charges. Positive, positive, repel. Negative, negative, repel. So electrons and protons attract each other. Why? Because the charge of electrons is negative and the charge of protons is positive, as you know. Good. Next exercise, number 4. In exercise number 4, you've got, oops. Static electricity occurs when electrons are transferred from a negatively charged object to a positively charged object. Electrical current occurs when there is an exchange of electrons between conductors. Understood? Yes? Did you write similar explanations? Okay, and now to explain exercise number 5. I hope that you found and you wrote nice explanations, but the one that I like the most is this video because the images are really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to put full screen here and I'm going to play it. Off we go.
It happen in the first place. Lightning is electricity.
Hold on a minute. I want you to sit, watch it. Okay.
Figure out what makes it happen. Lightning is electricity, and electricity involves tiny particles. Some particles have a positive charge, and some have a negative charge. The two opposite charges pull towards each other, like the north and south ends of magnets. Usually, electric charges are fairly balanced, but the turbulent winds of a storm cause electric charges to separate within the cloud. Most lightning occurs within the cloud itself, but we're concerned about the lightning between clouds and the ground. Lightning starts with negative charges moving from the clouds towards the ground. Scientists call it a stepped leader. Meanwhile, an upward leader forms as positive charges move up from the ground, usually from tall objects. When a stepped leader and an upward leader meet, it makes a path for a much larger and brighter electric current to shoot up into the cloud. This is what we see in the sky as lightning. It happens so quickly that...
Okay, so it happens very, very, very quickly. And that's the best explanation that I could find. And you could see the pictures. Okay, yeah. This happens when there is a disturbance, like when it's a lot of wind, okay, or storm. And then the particles start moving. Good. Right. So now let's move on to the next part of our unit, which is electricity and inventions. Electricity and inventions. You've got it there. Okay. So let's watch it and we are on the next page. Okay, and let's start reading the title and this paragraph here. Ready?
Unit 6, page 84. Electricity and inventions.
Almost every device we use in our everyday life requires electricity. Electricity is one of the most important discoveries. It has made our lives much easier and safer.
From the beginning of the unit that I asked you to walk around your house and check which devices, which machines used electricity. Most of them use electricity, and it makes our lives much easier. Okay, so it's one of the most important discoveries, the electricity, right? Okay, so let's see what's the story, the timeline for the electricity, okay? We are gonna start in the 19th century, right? Ready? Yeah, I am. Off we go.
1800. Alessandro Volta invents the first electrical battery. 1831. Michael Faraday discovers electromagnetic induction. His experiments lead to the first electric motor. 1876. Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone. The invention of the telephone meant people were able to receive news immediately. 1879. Thomas Edison patents the incandescent light bulb.
So it's in that moment when people stop using candles to be able to see at night in the dark, and they can start, you see, using bulbs to see. Imagine how it was having to lit a candle every time you wanted to go somewhere at night.
1886. Josephine Cochrane invents the first automatic dishwasher. 1894. Guglielmo Marconi develops the first wireless telegraph. He is known as the father of radio. His work marked a real change in entertainment and broadcasting public information.
Okay, so up to here, do you understand everything? Broadcasting means the public information means that it's for all public, okay, and that could be everybody could receive it, okay. Broad means a lot of distances. And then let me see what else. Wireless telegraph. Wireless means without cables, okay. And let me see. Incandescent light bulb means that it's not like the candles that they have a certain time for to be lit and then they consume. Here is not the same. Well, if there is electricity, there is always light, okay. And I think that's it. You can understand the rest of things, right? And the first electric motor, very important too. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the next century, 20th century. Okay, here we are gonna have more modern inventions. Some of them you might have seen them, right? So let's see. I mean, seen the previous ones, not the new versions. Okay. Okay.
20th century.
1902. Willis Carrier designs the first air conditioning.
Super important summer, don't you think so? Yeah, it was in 1902. It's not so recent, okay?
1914. Florence Parpart patents the first modern refrigerator. 1925.
You know, before this time, people had to keep things in very cold places in the houses, but they had to eat things very quickly. If not, they couldn't last as long as they do now with our refrigerators. Okay. And for example, fish, they have to put fish with salt. That is a way for the fish to last longer. Okay, so there were different ways, but of course, with the refrigerator was much easier. Okay, we continue. We are at 1925. Yes.
John Logie Baird pioneers the mechanical television. It transmitted images in black and white. 1936. Alan Turing creates the Turing machine, a simple design of today's modern computer. The invention of the microchip in the 1960s revolutionized modern computing. 1969. Marie Van Britten Brown invents the first CCTV home security system. 1973. Martin Cooper makes the first phone call on a prototype mobile phone. Modern mobile phones are called smartphones.
Which are the ones that we are using nowadays. Okay, good. So the beginning of computers, security systems at home, that was 1969. And the first prototype of mobile phone, look at the difference. And this is still old for the ones that we have today, but look at this mobile phone. My goodness, they were very heavy, very, very heavy. Okay, is it interesting? Can we see how many inventors we can find? Also, women that invented some of the machines, the electrical devices. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I recommend you to read this text. It's very interesting. And for homework, what you have to do is to study the unit, okay? Electricity, definition, and everything we have seen. The inventions and the inventors, you don't have to study them, but yeah, I think that if you choose like 3, 4 of them, maybe two for the 19th century and two for the 20th century, with that would be more than enough. Okay? Good. Have a good day, my dears, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Help at home. Bye.